Welcome to episode 137 of the Lone Hockey Podcast, where today we're going to be talking about some standouts in last night's matchup between Columbus and Tampa. High scoring game, and it was a back and forth game for a majority of it, and Columbus ended up winning 7-6 in overtime with a goal from Zach Werenski. And so we'll start with some standouts from Tampa first, and Nikita Kucherov had a 3-point game. He looked really good. He had a milestone in this game as well. I forget what milestone was. It might have been 900 points or assists, one of the two. I don't remember which, but at the same time, Kucherov's just been a guy year in, year out, very consistent as a playmaker, very consistent as a pass first player, very consistent with his deception use. And he's really intriguing to watch, really exciting to watch. And he plays like he has ice in his veins because he's so calm, so collected, and very composed with the puck in his stick. And he never panics with the puck. That's always something that's really noticeable when I'm watching him is never panics. He's always composed. He's always aware of his surroundings. He's always aware of where his teammates are, and he always has eyes in the back of his head, it seems like. So 3-point game, 6 shots. He was very productive offensively in this game, looked really good all across the board as well. Anthony Cirelli, a guy with a multi-point game, a goal and an assist, and very noticeable as a passer, very noticeable as a scorer, very noticeable with his instincts around the crease and being able to generate that way. And a guy who he plays the center role very well in terms of his ability to track back and also forecheck as well, and very reliant on both aspects of his game to be able to be a two-way threat and be able to be a two-way centerman. And he plays both sides of the puck really well. He's been really intriguing to watch and has been very consistent over the course of his time in Tampa thus far. Connor Geekie is a guy who's continued to look better game in, game out for Tampa in his rookie season thus far. He did a multi-point game to his 2 points specifically, and a lot of players in this game, of course, had multi-point games because of the high scoring. But Geeky looked really good, and I was really impressed with his playmaking, his ability to control contact with his body positioning, and his puck protection, given that he's a large and rangy 6'4". So that helps him be able to extend possessions in that way. And he's very consistent with his puck play and how he's able to generate passes, how he's able to hook passes around defensemen, and how consistent he can be when it comes to generating offense in terms of his playmaking. And he's really noticeable in that sense. He's really intriguing in that sense. And he does a really good job using his passing game as well. Brendan Hagel looked really good in this game and had 2 points as well, and has been a very consistent player for Tampa ever since joining them, and has had a really good season and been active as a two-way winger, a guy who can play the wing role really well as a two-way player, and very consistent defensively, very consistent offensively, an all-around playmaker and all-around player who's relied upon in so many different situations. Cam Atkinson scored against his former team, his first goal as a member of Tampa, and scoring against Columbus, a team that he played a long time for. Hasn't gotten the same role in Tampa because of his age, but he still produces with his ability to check, his ability to bring that tenacity in the bottom six type role, and brings that consistency element, and just all around very reliable. Zach Werenski for Columbus had a 5-point game and 2 goals, 3 assists. It was very productive, offensively very noticeable. He was just everywhere in the zone, and he was moving really well. He was activating really well. I thought a lot of things were working for him and clicking for him in this game, and a lot of it came from his activation habits at the same time. His ability to generate offense through his shot volume was really intriguing, and that was a good sign to see in this game. Sean Monahan had a 4-point game and looked really good as a passer, really good controlling the puck. He's really strong in his skates, so that helps him be able to control contact really well. And he's really good. He's been a really good fit for Columbus thus far, too, and has been pretty much their first line center almost every single game, and looks sort of revived as the Sean Monahan in Calgary in some ways in the early days in Calgary. And so Monahan looked really good yesterday. I was really intrigued with his ability to make plays and his ability to not only make plays but make seam plays, cross ice plays, and the lateral playmaking was really noticeable. Kent Johnson had a really good game, 2 goals as well, and again noticeable as a playmaker, similar to Monahan, but he's got that creative touch, that creative element to his game that really stands out. Lanky frame, but at the same time, very creative with the puck, very dynamic with the puck, and controls the puck with speed, handles the puck with speed, moves with speed, and plays with a lot of speed in the entirety of his game, especially in the ozone, and how he's able to move. Kirill Marchenko is having a really good season thus far, 2 assists in this game, and has been a really good fit for them on the wing inside their top six. Brings that speed, driving the dot lane, but at the same time, he can drive middle when necessary, get to interior and the ozone, and he's a guy who contributes a lot all across the board offensively for them as well. And Dmitry Voronkov, similar in that sense, where he plays the wing position really well, a two-way guy, and forechecks really well, tracks back really well. D-zone coverage is really noticeable in terms of his ability to box out and positionally be aware, not afraid to block shots. He's a guy who's very reliable and can provide that extra juice of offense when necessary. And then Igor Chinnikov had a goal in this game as well. Chinnikov is noticeable with speed, his ability to be rush reliant, and how he can use his skill to drive play in the rush and drive play in entries. And Chinnikov is really good at that. He's really noticeable with his small area skill when he's at his best. And he does a really good job being able to control space. Did so yesterday. He was really in control of that space in small areas and off the rush. He did a really good job of being able to generate rushes with speed as well. And he's very consistent all across the board.